It has been since February 2nd, which is before Elimination Chamber or after. I think before, right?
Before, I think.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was before
before.
because we did predictions. February 22nd. It's been a while, but with a lot of stuff going on, which not everything needs to be said, but with a lot of stuff going on with mine and especially his life, you know, we came to we knew when WrestleMania came around we was going to do it. So that's really all that should really matter. Um, it is WrestleMania weekend, Monday Night Raw last night. Did you get to catch clips of it or watch some of it, or was it mostly
Yeah,
clips?
yeah. I watched some of the like obvious like Rock, Cody Roman stuff. And I just been keeping an eye on that build in general. To be honest, it's the only bit of build I've been keeping an eye on because it's the big story going into WrestleMania. Um, one thing I will say, at the start we shitted on the Rock getting involved. Like, especially like when it looked like Cody was going to get screwed out of the main event and it was going to be Rock and Roman. We all shitted on that. But actually, like Rock getting involved in this feud and this build up has made the storyline infinitely more interesting if it was just Cody and Roman. Like The Rock, especially being heel, being Hollywood Rock back and everything, or like the final boss, like he is now. It's really brought an extra element into the storyline that just keeps everyone, focused on it. And The Rock, as we normally expect from The Rock, has just been entertaining. Has been one of the most entertaining things about this feud. So yeah, especially that beatdown he did on Cody. That shit was great. Like when he like busted him open and shit. That was fantastic. That was probably one of the best segments of the year so far. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. And this segment, this past Monday on Raw was great too. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the conclusion, so to speak, of this weekend.
The crazy part is we still got Friday, and I'm sure there is going to be one more spark to
Mm.
this. That's not to do a pun, but to the story of what.
Story.
But it's just going to add another layer to the storyline overall. We got Friday. I'm expecting Cody and Seth to get on top with something because they. Let's just be honest. I mean, we know, and I know why they're doing how they're doing the storyline and everything, and it's just to get more sympathy for Cody, just to try to get more sympathy. But hey, they gotta get the upper hand on Friday or something. They have
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I feel like by the end of SmackDown, like Cody and Seth will like be the ones like standing high and all that, having the momentum, so to speak, going into the match. Like the final part of it is just like, oh, Cody and Seth on top. Looks like they might be able to win this upcoming weekend, but we'll get on to that. But yeah, let's just say they're not going to win the tag team match. We'll get
Look,
on
look,
to that.
look, 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 look. We'll just go out and say it. They're not winning the tag team
Yeah,
match.
they're not winning the tag team match. We'll go on with reasons why we're
They're
thinking they're
not
not going to win
winning
the
it.
tag match.
I think that is one of the most clear cut predictions. If
Yeah, it's one of the most predictable
because
ones.
look, who the hell wants a one on one Cody and Roman match with nothing going on? I'm,
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Hey, even look, and I'm one that I love one on one matches, no interference. Nah, fuck that. I want everything to go on
Everything. Yeah,
everything.
like bloodline rules, just go mayhem. Just go utter mayhem. Anything goes. So yeah, Rock and Roman is definitely winning the tag team match on night one. We'll go on with reasons why later, but yeah, we definitely think Rock and Roman are winning that match. It's one of the most predictable matches of the entire weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Now, if they didn't do the stipulations, then I could see a less predictability, maybe just a little bit, if they didn't do those stipulations. But it would have been dumb just to do a tag team match and be like, oh, we're just doing a tag team match just for the heck of it. No,
Yeah.
that's not really how it works. But this WrestleMania, Dog, it's stacked. We talked about it off screen a little bit, but this WrestleMania is stacked. Yes, there's a few matches you look at it and you're like, I don't know if that deserves to be in WrestleMania, but those names deserve to be on WrestleMania to an extent. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but even though I'm still going to give the Final Testament group a little bit of a just wait and see, because all they've done is been with against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Bobby Lashley is one of those that does not deserve to miss WrestleMania for 2 years in a row with the work
Nah,
that
I agree.
with the work he's done. That's one of the people I'm talking about.
I
Bobby
I
deserves to be.
I will say though, if there's one match that I'm picking out as like toilet break match, it's that match, I'm afraid. But
I
it's
and I'll give you a reason later on. I'll give you a reason or so why I don't think you should do that match as that.
hmm,
I don't think there's going to be a lot of matches like that. Honestly, out of these 13 matches, maybe one. Maybe one.
what match is that?
It's either going to be two matches. The match you said, but it's a street fight, so you know it's going to be fun. If
True, that is
if
true. Yeah, the
they're
fact that it's a
pretty sure
street
it's
fight.
so I
Yeah,
don't.
if it was like a normal match, then yeah, it
Yeah,
wouldn't be that
well, if it's a
entertaining. But a
normal
street
match,
fight,
if it's a normal match, put it on the damn SmackDown before WrestleMania. No one cares about
yeah.
it.
But
But
a street fight, they can make it fun.
yeah, but I believe Nick. I'm pretty sure Nick Aldis did a thing about it that it's going to be a street fight. It's either that or I know it's her debut, but I hate 3-on-3 matches with women. I hate 3-on-3 matches with women. It just never flows so good. But I don't think that's going to be. That's just the two matches I could see. I'm like,
Hmm. But I will say, if there's three women on the same team that can pull off a good six-woman like tag team match that I could see, it's Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. Like three of the most athletic women you can fucking find. I I don't foresee that being a sleeper match. I can see that actually being surprisingly really good.
I mean, I think it will be good, but out of the matches, those are the two matches I can.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
I just think overall. But before we get into WrestleMania, I know we've already talked about it. We're probably ready for it, but let's talk about some news and stuff like that. AEW with their first releases, which Tony Khan, it's kind of ironic that we get the CM Punk interview and then Tony Khan releases 10 people. It's kind of ironic, but I'm just
I've only
saying.
seen one name. I've only seen one name, and that's that fucking Brock Lesnar from Wish dude. Peter Bordeaux, whatever his fucking name is.
Okay, look, there's 10 people on it, but none of them in very big importance. So cutting costs where it goes and everything. It's just ironic. Did you see how much of that interview with CM Punk and Errol Harani did you see?
Barely any.
Okay. Well, I'll do my quick thoughts on it because I watched a very good bit of it and I stayed up longer than I wanted to watching it because it was he literally talked about everything minus the scrum because he has an NDA with that he cannot talk about. But
Hmm.
he did say it wasn't because of what he did. So,
Okay. The only thing I heard, like the only quote I've seen from that interview that I've seen on social media that's popped up on my timeline, is that he said, "If you care that much about someone random saying like you've got a 5-star match, but there's only like a quarter in attendance, then we're in the wrong business." That quote I've seen going around, but I haven't seen much else.
well, I'm not going to go over all of it, but there is a ton, and I mean a ton. So if you have free time, I'm
I may
telling you,
just watch it. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it is a hour and 50 minutes. overall, but you can skip some parts obviously and get to the good stuff. He talks about the all in situation. He literally talked about it full and complete. So he did not. I guess he was waiting for an interview like this to just say it because he didn't have an NDA with that or anything. So he legit said everything about it. So to shortly quote what he said, of course, Jack Perry had, Cry Me a River spot and all that with the glass and blah, blah, blah. He came back and he was watching it, I guess, through the monitor or something, Punk, in his locker room or the TV. And he goes up to him and is like, all these situations that happened with Punk, he asked Tony Khan, hey, can you fix it or talk to him or something like that? And Tony didn't fix nothing. And that's the line. There's a line that goes out saying Tony, he quoted him, Tony Khan is not a boss, which that's true. If you think about it, he doesn't act like a boss. He said Tony said Tony was one of the nicest people, but that's why he's not a boss.
Yeah, he's too nice.
So
he lets the talent control him and control the business, and control his company, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like, he does control the company to an extent, but then he's not able to put over his authority on talent the way he should.
Yeah.
Like, like a Vince would in the past. Even though he's a fucking dickhead, but to credit Vince in some shape or form, he does have authority over his talent. Triple H, same thing. Shawn Michaels in NXT, I'm sure it's the same exact thing. You gotta have that, not like mean streak, but just you gotta exert your authority over your talents so they don't run you. You gotta run them. They don't run you. At the end of the day, you're the boss, and Tony Khan just doesn't do that. That's why their talent say the stuff they do in interviews, even sometimes next to him, and they don't say and he doesn't say a word about it.
Yeah, so I mean, he goes into detail with a lot of that stuff, and he basically confirmed. He said, "I didn't throw no punches or anything," and it just kept on getting worse and worse. And he did say that he basically choked Jack Perry, so he did admit to that. He said, but Tony Khan threatening for his life. He said he shouldn't be threatened. I was asking him to try to fix some stuff. He said it wasn't threatened. And Errol asked him. He said, "Why did you go out there?" He said, "For Samoa Joe, because me and him was going to fight." And he said, "I knew that was my last match in AEW." Because he said,
fair enough.
So this is the last quote I will say, and then I'll let you watch all of it whenever you can, because it is a very must-watch interview. Really, when that happened and everything, and Tony didn't fix it, he said this place is a fucking joke, and you're a fucking clown. I quit. That's what he said.
Yeah, Buck didn't pull any punches.
And that's what he said. And dude, the interview is very good. If any of you guys haven't checked it out, I'm telling you, it is a very much watched interview if you have a good amount of free time, because it's very good. You have a what the fuck?
Cool beard.
Cool beard. Oh, thank you. Okay. So enough of that, because I could literally talk about the interview over and over, and we're here for WrestleMania, so let's do that. WrestleMania 41, not confirmed all the way, but I don't think so. But I think it's going to be in Minneapolis, in that new stadium they got. Rumors are the next few WrestleManias could be in Atlanta or Nashville. Hint, hint. If it is, I will be going to my first ever WrestleMania, because that's very close for me. I don't see myself traveling far for WrestleMania. So,
And whereas us over in the UK are still waiting.
yeah, y'all gonna be waiting for about 4 or 5 years, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
probably.
fun.
Oh, well.
It's probably going to be at least 4 or 5 years. Hopefully 3, but I just see him going to different locations in the United States. It's even though they will go to the UK eventually for WrestleMania, I just see it as 4 or 5 years down the road, though.
Probably WrestleMania 45 or something. I don't know.
Could happen. Clash at the Castle is coming back, and it'll be in Scotland.
That one hurts because I'm not able to go to that. I'm going to download this year, and downloading Clash at the Castle. Ironically, Clash of the Castle is on the 15th of June, and download starts on the 14th and runs to the 16th. It's 3 days of like shows of like bands and that, and I'm even going up 2 days before it starts. I'm going up on the 12th, and I'm doing like actually no, that'd be 3 days before, and basically doing 5 days of camping there. So yeah, Clash at the Castle is a complete no-go for me. I'm afraid it's literally impossible. So it's a shame, but nothing I can do about it. But I hope everyone who will go to Glasgow has a fucking great time, because Clash of the Castle in Cardiff, that was fucking incredible. Loved every second of it. Of course I would, since it's in my hometown of Cardiff. But yeah, it was great. The show was fantastic. So yeah.
Yeah, you're going to miss a good show. But, I mean, I understand because you're going to be doing downloading and all that stuff. Ilya Dragunov, whenever he does get the call up, is supposed to have this. Basically, he's going. Triple H is going to book him just like he books Gunther to a extent. And I mean, I don't know when he's going to come up, but whenever that is, I can't wait for him to, because he's kind of above NXT, if we're being honest, and he should
Oh
be
yeah,
on
way
the
above,
roster.
way above.
But
And
I do not think he's going to lose the title in this upcoming pay per view. I do not think so. Not to Tony D or whatever. No.
no, Tony D'Angelo, no. But him being booked similarly to Gunter is interesting. Like I feel I see a way of where he could do that, but obviously Gunter and Ilya Dragunov, two very different wrestlers. But I can see a way he does book Ilya Dragunov like down the main roster. Um, ob- Obviously Ilya Dragunov, if he does come up before Gunter loses the title, he would be a favorite to eventually dethrone him for that title. Depends on whether Gunther would retain against Sami Zayn at WrestleMania or not. We'll see. But yeah, it's crazy looking at Ilya Dragunov actually, because like I remember first time I saw him in NXT UK, back when he was just in NXT UK, and I just saw him wrestle for the first time. I was not much of a fan of Ilya Dragunov when I first saw him. Like when he first debuted on NXT UK TV and he had his first couple of matches, I wasn't that fussed on him. I didn't really like see the appeal of him at first. Then I saw him live at NXT UK Takeover Cardiff against Cesaro. That was like the first time. Actually, no, second time I saw him live. First time I saw him live was at the NXT UK tapings in Plymouth. I went up to Plymouth for the NXT UK tapings, and he faced Cassius Ohno, which, to be fair, was a good match. But again, I wasn't like fully in on the Ilya Dragunov train, so to speak. Then NXT UK Takeover Cardiff came along. He faced Cesaro in that show, had an absolute banger against him, and from that moment on, I was just like, I see something in this Ilya Dragunov guy. Like, I don't know what it is, but just this intensity when it comes to like big matches and stuff. And when you see him live, it's unlike anything I've ever seen before. And obviously now gone through NXT UK, had those classics against well at the time Volter, then going to NXT and winning the NXT championship and all that, and being the big star he is now. It's a very good like build up from how I used to see him and now where he is now. So it's great to see. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing what he can do on the main roster when he goes up.
Yeah, me too. So listen to this. Before we get into the rest of my stuff, I only got two more stuff and then this one thing. Triple H says the plan was to pivot back to Cody if need be. Do you believe that? I don't.
So his plan was to pivot back to Cody if need be.
Yeah, if the plan was to fall apart like it did with The Rock coming in like a baby face before he turned, to Hollywood and everything. Yeah, I just like the plan was all along to have Cody to, I
Yeah. I don't know if I believe that. No, I do generally think like at first their plan was Cody Roman until Punk got injured. And so they were just like, shit, we don't have Punk anymore for as a big name for WrestleMania, so let's try and get The Rock in. So then they were just thought, oh, let's do Rock and Roman just as a big thing for WrestleMania since we can't do Punk and Seth. And then they saw the backlash with Cody and all that. They was like, shit, we fucked up here. Let's get Cody back in, but have The Rock still be involved. So yeah, I think that was just a simple case of them changing plans like 3 fucking times just because different situations kept happening. I don't think Cody was the plan all that whole time. No, no way.
so my question is, where is Drew McIntyre if Punk isn't injured? Where's Drew at right now?
That's a good question because the Punk injury is the whole reason why McIntyre is where he is now. Because his whole heel shtick is about Punk and about Punk being injured
I,
and missing WrestleMania. So it does make me also wonder what would McIntyre be doing if Punk wasn't injured.
well, I think this is what would have happened. I think Drew and Sammy would have had continued their stuff and gone
True.
into WrestleMania, and I think Chad Gable would be the one facing Gunther right now.
Mm. I still don't know why they couldn't have just done a triple threat with Gunter, Sammy, and Chad. I don't know why they couldn't have just
Don't
done a
get me
triple threat.
started. Nah, hell no. Don't get me started with this. I don't even want to talk about it. They should be doing a triple threat. Or Gable, it should have been Gable and just Gunther.
Yeah, I know you are not happy about Chad missing out at WrestleMania. I know you are not happy about that.
What is he going to do? Win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown? Oh, 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 whoo,
What
boy.
an accomplishment!
The only way that I'm like, okay, cool, he won that, is if you get a chance of a United States or Intercontinental Championship opportunity. At some point, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal has got to mean something. You have got to win something other than a trophy
The
from the
stupid
late Bray.
trophy. Yeah, because the trophy doesn't mean anything. It
Like,
literally means nothing.
no, it, I feel like it's got you got to have an opportunity of a mid card championship. So
By
for
the
that,
way, I just want to say something before we go on to something else. Something I just remember from Raw, and I have to say this out because it's so fucking stupid. Damian Priest, in kayfabe wise, is the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. He had not one, but both world champions laid out. Laid out. And not once did he think, I think I should cash in here. I think I should capitalize on this. Like, what? I'm starting to think he doesn't know what the rules of the Money in the Bank briefcase are. I'm starting to genuinely believe he doesn't know what the rules are. I'm starting to genuinely believe that.
you know what? I was just going to let him be, but I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, he is the dumbest motherfucker to ever have a Money in the Bank case. He the dumbest, the dumbest.
Like, I'm sorry, if I'm holding that briefcase, I see that, I'm just like, I bet I'm going in there. Like, I'm taking opportunity of this. Like, what? Like, I'm sorry, if this was Edge with the briefcase, he'd have cashed in ages ago. Ages ago. There's been plenty of chances for Damian Priest to cash in on a champion that's been laid out. Plenty of times. Edge would have cashed in months ago. CM Punk would have cashed in months ago. pretty much anyone with the briefcase would have cashed in fucking ages ago. But Damian Priest is just like, nah, I'm so couple of money in the bank. I'm just chilling here with this briefcase. I don't want a championship. This briefcase is all I need. Idiot. It does make me wonder, what are they doing with Priest? Like, genuinely.
Well, I got a bold prediction on that. Like I said in the group message on Twitter that we have, I got a bold prediction with the Money in the Bank case. I will talk about later. So,
All right.
and I think you're going to be like, oh, it's not going to be what you think probably, but
We'll see.
the last bit of thing that I want to talk about is the Bray Wyatt documentary, because I feel like I should talk about it since I watched it. Since it's
I need to
very
watch it. I need to watch it. In fact, after this podcast, I will watch it. I'll go and watch it
oh,
right after this
well,
podcast.
I hope you have no one coming over so they can see your tears. I'm
I know
gonna
I'm gonna
be
cry like a bitch. I like literally everyone I've talked to that has watched it I said they
dude,
cried like a bitch throughout the entire thing.
dude. I watched it and I told my buddy that we always watch the pay-per-views and we'll be watching both nights with each other and everything. He said, "Did you cry?" I said, "You damn right I did." And I said, "My wife was upstairs when I was watching it too." And he just started laughing. He said, I know I will when I watch it."
Oh, I
Um,
already know I will.
the documentary, I'm not going to say much about it. I mean, you might have seen some stuff. I'm going to let you watch it. But this documentary, WWE does a fantastic job every time there's a documentary. And this one is top notch. Um, especially the last, whew, damn, the last 40 minutes is tough to watch. The last 40
Mm.
minutes is tough to watch. That's when it really gets real and everything. But have you seen the ending of it, the teaser? Okay, well, I'm not going to say it, but any of you that seen it knows what I'm talking about. So, it's a very great documentary, and they've done so many in the past. It's tough to say that there will be another one that'll beat this, because I haven't had a documentary that I've watched that I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I can watch that again because it's too emotional. You know?
Mm.
Um, uh, I think I could watch it again, but it's just one of those that I do not want to rewatch a lot, because it's just,
It's just
it's
so
just,
sad.
yeah, it is. It's just, because you think of just how young he was, and you're like,
Mm.
a lot of people's prime in wrestling nowadays is 40 years old, or what how age he was, which is 36. From that, from 36 to about 42, 43 is like
That's
very
their
good.
plan.
Like, it just keeps on going. So it's just it's very very emotional and very sad. Very good documentary. WWE, boy, they killed it out of the park with this one again. I can't even. But when you watch it, I already know you're gonna have tears. So I already know.
I'll get the tissues ready.
Yeah, I should have had some with me. I was just over here bawling my eyes out and everything. And I'm thinking, boy, if she comes downstairs, I already know she's going to be like, "What are you crying about?" And I'm thinking, I just point at the TV and yeah, get back upstairs or something. Um, so that's it. Great documentary. Before we go over our previews and predictions for both nights of WrestleMania, I have a great category that I'm going to need you to get these right and everything. Most
Bring it on.
most WrestleMania matches. Now I hope to God you know
Oh.
number one.
Oh. Oh. Oh, interesting. Most WrestleMania matches. For a minute, I thought you was going to say WrestleMania main events, but then you said matches. I was like, oh, that switches things up.
We will talk about Roman and Cody towards the end. So if you don't have patience, see ya. You're gonna have to wait till the end because that's the main event. That's true. The true main event.
Oh, let's see.
Most WrestleMania matches, we got 15 on this list. Like every other list, is always seems like there's always 15 at least.
Okay, so all right, John Cena. Let's get him out of the way.
He's number 6 with 16.
Wow, only number 6. I thought he was going to be easily like top 5, but wow.
Well, needless to say, three through 11 is like 4 matches close. So it's not
fair. So yeah, it's
so
not that far. Yeah, it's not that far in between. All right, let's get literally the king of WrestleMania out the way, Undertaker.
Number 1, obviously, with 27.
Fair play, Taker. Triple H.
He is number 2 with 23.
Wow.
Damn.
27 to 23. That's a bit of a distance. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I didn't think Triple H had 23 in him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Shawn Michaels.
He is 5th with 17.
Randy Orton.
3rd with 18.
Okay, so those are the obvious 5. Let's go with The Rock.
No.
Okay. The Miz.
He is 12th with 13.
Seth Rollins.
He is last at 15 with 12.
Be curious to find out like how many he will have by the end of his career. That'll be interesting to find out. Roman Reigns.
Roman is not on this list.
What? That's crazy. That is crazy. I actually thought he would have.
He got to be at 11 then because he's had so many main events.
Yeah. So he's got to be around like 11 matches. He must be right behind Seth.
Yeah.
Okay. Kane.
Yeah, 4th with 17.
Rey Mysterio.
He's 11th with 14.
Let's see. Big Show.
7th with 15.
How many have I got so far?
You got 5 more.
Alrighty then. Trying to get the thinking cap on.
You've actually went pretty quick, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, yeah. Sheamus?
No Sheamus.
Damn. Bret Hart.
Not. With 14.
Hulk Hogan.
14th with 12. He's tied with Seth and this other person that's 13th.
So I've got what, 3 more?
Yes. 8th place, 10th place, and 13th.
Batista.
No Batista.
Shit. Ric Flair.
No Flair.
Fuck.
You gotta think he was in WCW for a while too.
True, yeah, that is true. I know Stone Cold ain't gonna be on there because he had a very short career. Who else had a lot of WrestleMania matches? Chris Jericho.
He is 10th with 14. So you got 8 and 13th left. 8th place had 14, and then 13th place had 12. And to give you a little hint, 13th place might stay at 12.
Might stay at 12.
You'll understand if you get it. The chicken salad. What the hell are you talking about?
Might stay at 12. Might stay at 12. So what, is he close to retirement?
Uh, how do I describe it? I don't know how to describe it. I can't. I can't describe it at the moment.
Is he in this WrestleMania coming up?
He was going to be,
Going to be. Ah,
but will not.
CM Punk.
No.
Fuck. Going to be at this WrestleMania. Going to be at this
He
WrestleMania.
was definitely going to be, but now he is not.
Brock.
Yes.
Brock. Oh, fucking Brock. Of course. Now that makes sense.
Cody wins WrestleMania. Could very well be. We'll see.
We'll get on to that.
I'm not going to throw the predictions out. He's got one more name to announce in this little thing, and then we will talk about the full WrestleMania card. Cody and Roman will be the last thing we talk about, though, of course.
So one number was Brock. Was he number 13?
Yeah. So you got number 8 left with 14.
14 matches.
He is not retired. He is not retired.
So still going. Okay.
He is still wrestling. Yes.
And in this upcoming WrestleMania? Oh wait, no, I think I know who it is. Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Very good. That is very good. Probably the best you've ever did on a list.
I think so. Yeah, the only one I somewhat struggled on was Brock. Like as soon as I was going through my head, I was like, okay, so he's currently wrestling. Like he's probably not going to be on this upcoming WrestleMania. So I was like, it might be someone outside of WWE. And then I was like, Edge, boom. But yeah, Brock was the only one that I sort of struggled on, and I tried to like work out your clue. I was like, fuck, what does he mean?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think you was going to get Hulk Hogan.
Nah, to be honest, like Hulk Hogan was a bit of a shot in the dark. Like I expected Hulk Hogan to have a lot of WrestleMania matches, but I thought he was just going to miss out of the top 15 because just a lot of people have had a lot of matches. But I was like, okay, why not? Let's go for Hulk Hogan just in case he's in there, and he was in there. So yeah, fair play. That is actually that's one of the best I've ever done on a list like that.
I was
sure.
So night 1, we got the matches confirmed. They're confirmed which night they're going to be. So at least I'm glad we waited till at least today to do it because they had it announced yesterday and everything, and this is it. So night 1, we talked about that was stacked. Night 2 still is a good card, but not as good as night 1. I do feel like they should have at least moved either the tag team ladder match or Gunther and Sammy to night 2.
Yeah, just to give it a bit more like stackedness to it. Like I feel like they've put all the exciting matches on night 1, and then all of the matches that everyone's a bit on in night 2. Like, for example, a match that yes, looks good on paper, but if his track record is anything to look at WrestleMania, AJ Styles versus LA Knight. It should theoretically on paper be good, but I've fallen into the trap of expecting AJ Styles matches at WrestleMania to be good, and they end up disappointing. It says something when the best match of AJ Styles' WWE career at WrestleMania is against Shane fucking McMahon. When he's faced the likes of Nakamura, the likes of Edge, the likes of Chris Jericho, and now LA Knight, The Undertaker, Randy Orton. It's just like, look at those names. How is the best match out of all of those against Shane McMahon. I don't understand. I don't understand it.
Well, I can tell you 2 words. Vince McMahon.
Facts, yeah.
I really think so. But
Although I will say his match against Undertaker, what like the
it was
Boneyard
good.
match was really good. I
It
really
was
enjoyed
really
that.
good.
But in terms of an actual in the ring match, yeah, the only really good one was Shane, unfortunately.
Yeah. So night 1, I think they should start off with this match. I just think they
Tag team
should.
ladder match.
I think they should. No, I think they should start off with Jay and Jimmy.
Oh, good shout. I like that shout. Yeah,
I think they
yeah, I
should
like
start
it.
with Jay and Jimmy because the bloodline is at the end, going to be at the end with Seth and Cody with versus Roman and Rock. I think they should start out with bloodline stuff and end it with the bloodline
With
stuff.
bloodline stuff.
I think it would make sense. Jay and Jimmy, brothers at WrestleMania, they wanted to have this match. They wanted to have a WrestleMania main event, but that's just not going to happen. Sorry,
No.
that's not going to happen. But them fighting at WrestleMania is going to happen. Um, and I think the feud is going to continue further on than WrestleMania. Um, and with the work, I mean, both of them has done good work trying to make the best out of whatever they've had. But for me, I think it's very simple. Jay Uso should win this first match of the series. I believe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it sort of depends, really. It sort of depends on what you want to happen outside of coming out of WrestleMania. If they're just doing a one and done match and that's it, then Jay should definitely win. Because how I would book it if it was a one and done thing is Jay wins, and which makes Jimmy see sense and sort of goes back to the light side during night 2. That's personally what I would do if I was booking as a one and done thing. If it continues beyond this, then you could either have it either way. You can have Jay win and then continue on and Jimmy wants revenge, or you can have Jimmy win, which builds sympathy for Jay, which makes Jay want to have more matches with Jimmy, and then Jay ends up getting his like comeuppance and the payoff later on. You can have it go either way, which is what I sort of like about this match going in, is that it brings a little bit of unpredictability factor into this. Like, it's not just predictable that Jay's going to win. If it's a one and done thing, then yeah, Jay's winning. And Jay is the most likely outcome here. But there is a bit of a chance that Jimmy might win, especially if he cheats. But yeah, my personal prediction is Jay does win. And whether the feud continues on from here or not is up in the air. But for me, yeah, Jay does win this match. And I can't wait for this match because, like, as we all know, them together just as a tag team, they just put on bangers after bangers after bangers. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, WWE tag team of all time. And the fact that they've main evented a WrestleMania together, in a tag team match, even though it was night 1, they still main evented a WrestleMania for the tag team titles. So they accomplished their goal of main eventing WrestleMania together. Even though it wasn't against each other, they still made it at WrestleMania together. And now they're facing off against each other at WrestleMania. Another thing they wanted to do. It's so good to see for them. And if they can put on bangers like with each other, imagine what they can do against each other. Like, I'm very interested to see how good this match is going to end up being. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, Jay wins for me.
I think Jay wins if it continues or if it doesn't continue. I just
Hmm.
feel like they're going to give Jay the win. Um, a match that I think is going to be good, but I'm not. It's a little iffy, but Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus his son, the great old Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Um, I think this is going to be a really good tag team match, but it it kind of felt like they was going with how Dom has done his work this year. He's done fantastic work and just good, getting better. I feel like they just put him on the card because he's done that a little bit to an extent. I don't know. But it is to further this separation of the Judgment Day, as we
Yeah.
have seen in the last couple weeks to a month, just little things here and there. I'll let you start off with this tag team match. Who you think will win and all that?
Another interesting aspect of this match is, of course, Ray and Dominic being in the same ring again. Like, considering they faced off at WrestleMania 1-on-1. Was it last year or was it 2 years ago? It was
Last
one of
year.
them.
It was last year.
Last year. Yeah, so like last year they faced off 1-on-1 and Ray won, obviously. So this is sort of like, I know this wasn't the focal point of this feud, but like it is an opportunity for Dominic at revenge as well. So what I personally think is going to happen is I do think Dominic and Santos are going to get the win here, and I could see Dominic pinning Ray as sort of like a little bit of revenge for last year. So yeah, that's personally what I think. I'm excited for this match just purely because I think on paper like this could be a very good like high flying wrestling match, especially like their like contrasting styles. It's just there hasn't been enough like substance in this feud for me to really emotionally care about this feud
Mm-hmm.
or care about the storyline. So that's the only reason why this match is a bit for me. But in terms of like, it should be a good, fun tag team match. So and nothing more than that. So yeah, but for me, I personally would have Dominic and Santos win because obviously Dominic needs a big win at WrestleMania to get him further on. Whereas I don't think Ray needs it. And Dragon Lee, as I don't think he needs it either. Just don't have him be the one that takes the pin. I think just have Dominic pin Ray. I feel like that will work well.
Yeah, I would have something, and I'm going to agree with you. So we're going to be 2 for 2 here.
Hmm.
I think what should happen is Santos hits his Michinushi driver, whatever he calls it. I don't know what he calls it. I really don't.
The fucking Phantom Driver.
The Phantom driver. I think he's going to hit that from like the second rope, and then he's going to look over to Dominic, tag him in, and then
Frog Splash.
and Dom is just going to eat up the
Do the
crowd.
Eddie Guerrero shit. Frog Splash. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what I probably think is gonna happen too.
I think something like that should happen, and Dom gets his win back. Um, I, I'll say this. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Whenever Ray does have his last match, I wouldn't mind if it wasn't if it was against Dom.
I think it should be against Dom. I feel like it only makes sense. Like I do genuinely think it only makes sense. So I feel like this could be like a bit of a trio matches kind of thing. So like Ray got the best of Dom in the first match at WrestleMania last year. Dominic is going to get the better of Ray in this tag team match this year, and I feel like they could have one more match next WrestleMania and have it be like a big stipulation where if Ray loses, he retires, and obviously Dominic wins and retires his dad. I feel like something like that would work really well. Yeah, I just feel like there's no better person to retire Ray if you think about it. There's no better person to do it. So yeah.
Um, this is not in order, especially, but it's just what I wrote down. uh, the team of Naomi, Bianca Belair, and the debut ring in debut of a match instead of the Royal Rumble match of a true match. And Jade Cargill versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Um, I know earlier I said that match or the Street Profits and that. I honestly don't see this match doing that because I don't think because you got six talented women, and the crazy thing I don't know what I was going to say, but it's just crazy how much you could have star power in it because I still think Asuka has that star power, even though it's kind of dwindled down a little bit with this damage control stuff, a little bit to me. But I mean, I think this is a very easy match to predict because Jade Cargill and their team is not losing. It's not going to happen. Like, if you are a betting person out there and everything, Jade's team would be minus 2,000 compared to Damage Control, which is plus 900 or whatever, which is insane odds for a team with Asuka, Dakota, and Kyrie. So that's why I'm saying I do not see Jade, Bianca, or Naomi taking the pin and losing. They're going to win.
Yeah, it's obvious what outcome is going to happen here, and it's a bit of a shame because I really do like Damage Control. I like all the people in Damage Control, and I do feel like they need some momentum, like a big win. But also at the same time, Jade Cargill being in this match, and it's her first match, proper match, and first WrestleMania match. She's never losing that against anyone. So yeah, it's plainly obvious what's going to happen. Um, yeah, it's going to be Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi that's going to get the win here. I think this is honestly going to be a very good match. I could see this being very good. Sup, dude? Welcome to the podcast. Hope you enjoy. But yeah, very easy to predict this one. And I feel like this is going to be a sleeper one that some people are going to be looking at. And obviously, like, look on paper, it's not going to be as exciting as other matches. But I see this being a good one because, like you said, you got 6 talented women in here. Like, I can't pinpoint one woman here that's going to be a weakness to the match. So I feel like if it just gels together, I feel like if it just gels together well from everyone, I feel like this could be a very good 6-woman tag team match. So yeah.
Yes, I do remember you. I was letting him finish his statement and everything, of course. But yes, I remember you. Thank you for coming into the stream. One thing I will talk about with this match. Afterwards, let's acknowledge Nia Jax. She might attack Jade, and that might be the first feud for Jade.
Notice how I immediately put my finger down as she just said the fucking name. I was
Look,
like,
look, look. With the
look, look.
no. You cannot deny this. You cannot deny this. The work that she's put in, she should have been on this WrestleMania card somehow. You can't deny that.
Eh,
Ah,
debatable. I mean, one thing I will not deny is that in terms of how she's been booked the best she's ever been booked in her entire career. That I will give her, and she has done some good work. I will give her that. But a spot at WrestleMania, I don't know about that one. But she can always, like you said, she can always attack Jade after the match, so she's a part of WrestleMania in that standpoint. A match, nah, we don't need to see that, Chief. We don't need to see that. I will not drop my Nia Jax agenda. I will not. I will give her some praise when it's due, but I will not drop it.
Next up, I got the 6-pack tag team ladder match, and the interesting thing that Michael Cole did say on commentary was both title, all the 4 titles, which is the 2 titles in total for the Raw and SmackDown brand, whatever, um, colored titles are going to be up in stake, and the match will be over when all the titles get grabbed. He improvised when all the titles get
Oh.
grabbed.
So, all right, this could be interesting. So, like, either this is a scenario where a team grabs both, or one team grabs one, another team grabs another, and that's how they split the titles. That's actually a very creative way of doing that. If that's their plan, that's a very creative way of splitting the titles. Is if like 2 tag teams are up the ladders, one team grabs one set of titles, and the other team grabs the other set, and so it's just like, well, both of us won the match. All the titles are down. I guess we're both champions. And then they just split the titles from there. So yeah, I feel like that's the way they're going to do it, which is smart. I feel like that's the whole reason why they did this ladder match in the first place and made it a ladder match. And plus, they needed a ladder match on the card. Come on, every WrestleMania needs to have a ladder match of some sort. Just have that bunch of chaos.
So the only thing I'm going to say about them splitting the titles, if they do, which I think that's the direction they're going to go, I truly think there should be one set of tag team titles, and that's it. That's how I feel. Just because when you do it of a brand like, oh, this is for the Raw side, this is for the SmackDown side, when it comes to tag team titles, you get certain tag teams on each brand, and it's like they can't battle for the other ones. It's like I don't know. I do think there should be only one set of tag team titles, but that's me.
I do agree with that to an extent, especially soon as there isn't as many tag teams on a consistent basis, especially across two brands. So there's sort of the same feuds. I feel like one set of tag team titles is enough. To be honest, I've sort of felt that about the women too, to an extent, but it's worse when it comes to the tag teams. Yeah, I personally agree. Like, splitting the tag team titles is great and all, because I think having like two sets of colored tag teams on one champion for like a long time is a bit stupid. But I do think one set of tag team titles I feel like is the best way to go about it. But yeah, I think they're just gonna split the tag team titles again. In terms of who wins them, I'm not 100% sure. I'm hoping one of them is gonna be Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, obviously, considering I'm a huge Pete Dunne fan. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, like praying that one of them is gonna win the belts. But I don't know. I feel like a part of me is feeling like they're gonna give one of them to R-Truth and The Miz just as a funny WrestleMania moment. R-Truth and Miz win the tag team title. So like, was Zack Ryder won the IC title at WrestleMania 32? 32.
And lost it the next night
To The Miz, yeah. Which is like, what was the point of that? You may as well have just had The Miz win the title at WrestleMania. You may as well have just done that. But yeah. I feel like they're gonna do that with The Miz and R-Truth. Just a part of me feels like that. I definitely do think Priest and Finn are gonna lose the belts. They're not gonna hold either one of them. They're gonna lose both. So, what are all the tag teams in this? There's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. There's R-Truth and Miz.
Yeah, Judgment Day, Awesome Truth, Dunne and Bate, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, New Day, and DIY.
DIY, I could see winning one of them. I could genuinely see DIY win one of them. New Day, they don't need it. They really don't need it. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, maybe, but I don't see them winning either one of them.
Well, this is what I'm going to say about the match. It's either going to have to be, if they split them up, and they, and all that, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, or Theory and Waller is going to have to win.
Yeah, because obviously they're on SmackDown. Yeah, so I'm hoping out of the two tag teams they go with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, because all right, I'm gonna go with my predictions here. I'm gonna go Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate to win the SmackDown ones, and I'm gonna go with it's either gonna be DIY or it's gonna be the Awesome Truth to win the Raw ones. They're either gonna do the Awesome Truth as like a funny WrestleMania moment, or they're gonna do DIY as the tag team has been built up to sort of finally reach the top of the mountain. But also, is it a bit too soon for DIY? I don't know. No, maybe not, because they have been getting over slowly and surely. But I don't know. Just a part of me really does feel like with this whole R-Truth build they've been doing with the Judgment Day, that I feel like they're just gonna have R-Truth get over Judgment Day and win the belts. Yeah, all right, go on then. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the Awesome Truth to win the fucking Raw belts. I don't want it to happen. I want DIY, but I think they're gonna go with the Awesome Truth. Awesome Truth and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate to win to win the tag team belts.
Oh damn, we're 4 for 4 because that's what I'm going to go with as well. I'm going to go.
Man,
I'm going to go with those predictions as well. I will say this: if there's only one team that wins the titles for some odd reason, I think it will be DIY.
wow.
If it's just,
Yeah,
if it's just one team winning.
to be honest, I could see that too. Like, I could see if it's one tag team like winning out of everyone, I could see that being DIY as well.
Because I could see them making new titles and having just one tag team titles, or I
Hmm.
could see them splitting it up. I can see it both ways. It just depends which way they are really going to go. I think they're going to
Yeah,
go with splitting the titles up, but I could see it either way. But yeah, I don't see Theory and Waller winning the Smack, or they're going to call it the World Tag Team titles or WWE Tag Team titles or whatever, because they're going to have a different name like they did with the women's title and
yeah,
then the world title for the men's also. So yeah, I will go with Awesome Truth, unfortunately, and Dunn and Tyler Bate. It's going to be a great story for our Truth. He really does deserve this with
yeah.
all the funny moments he has given us over the long career. But I hate to say it, but the Raw after WrestleMania, they're losing those belts.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Zack Ryder type moment, isn't it? Yeah, like they're gonna win the belts and then they're probably gonna lose it the next night on Raw. Either that or the most they're gonna hold it on for is like the next pay per view, where they're gonna lose it to a tag team if they even make it that far. That is a maybe. That is a like maximum amount of time. They're not holding on to those belts for long if they do win them.
Yeah. The next matchup I got, the Ring General Gunther defending the IC Championship against Sami Zayn. I feel
I
like
could hear the pain in your voice when you said Sami Zayn because I know you wanted to be Chad Gable so bad. Although, to be devil's advocate here, even though, yes, it sucks for Chad Gable that he's not in this match, and he should be in this match, whether it's one on one with Gunther or in a triple threat, Gunther and Sami Zayn is still going to be incredible. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a banger. I
I
cannot wait.
I know it's going to be, and my sense still does not give a fuck about it about this.
Yeah, because you just wanted to be Chad.
But look, I'm not taking away anything from Sammy. You know, hey, Sammy has deserved all these moments, and rightfully so. I just think the Intercontinental Championship is beneath him at this point. I think he should
Yeah,
be chasing for the World Heavyweight Championship, which he is going to be, because my prediction is Gunther retains in a brutal, brutal match that Sammy is going to take him to his limits. And there's a reason why Gunther went out of character on Raw and attacked him from behind. Gunther never does that.
yeah.
He knows Sammy is a very going to be one of his tough opponents one on one.
Yeah,
And
because he's very, very resilient. Me personally, like I agree with you that the Intercontinental Championship is beneath him. I think he should be going for the World Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship. If I was booking WrestleMania, I wouldn't have just had Drew McIntyre and Seth one on one. I would have just thrown Sammy in there and do a triple threat. I know that means like yeah, there's a lot of triple threats at WrestleMania, but that's just how this WrestleMania just ended up being. Like everyone's just feuding with each other. And Sami Zayn feuding with McIntyre beforehand, it made every bit of sense to include Sami Zayn in that match.
it
Like
did.
even though, yeah, McIntyre won the Royal Rumble, it's his right to not won the Royal Rumble, won the Elimination Chamber, won the Elimination Chamber, so it's his right to face Seth. Sami was feuding with McIntyre, so it kind of made sense to include him in that match instead of just throwing him against Gunther. And yeah, I feel like that spot should have been Chad, same as you. I think that spot should have rightfully been Chad Gable's. But yeah, I Gunther's going to win this match, but it's going to be very close, very down to the nail. Because after WrestleMania, there's a big push on Gunther and Solo, according to me, according to you. Yeah, yeah, sure, dude, sure. Um, but Yeah, it's going to be an intense match. And like you said, Sami Zayn is going to bring him to his limits. And it's going to look at one point that Sami Zayn is going to do it, but not this time. Gunther is going to retain. It just doesn't make sense for Sami Zayn to dethrone Gunther for me. There's like, what reason is there for Sami to dethrone Gunther? What reason is there for Sami to be the one to do it? Like you said, and like I said, the Intercontinental Championship is beneath him. What big moment would it be for Sami Zayn to win the Intercontinental Championship? He's won it before. He's done better things at WrestleMania than that. Like hell, last year at WrestleMania, he won the tag team titles in the main event against
Mm-hmm.
the longest reigning tag team champions of all time with his best friend. Like, you cannot get much bigger than that unless it's a world title win at WrestleMania. You cannot get any bigger than that. So, no, there's just no reason to have Sami Zayn win this match for me. Just have Gunther retain,
And a
hold on
part
to
of
it for
me,
a little bit longer, and then have someone like Ilya Dragunov take it off him when he comes up to the main roster.
a part of me,
Or Chad Gable.
a part of me knows why they're doing this match, and I'll do. I think next year at WrestleMania, they will do a rematch, and it'll be for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Ooh, I like that idea. I like that idea, to be fair.
I have a feeling this is why they're doing the match, and then it's going to come full circle in a year. Triple H loves doing this full circle stuff. It might not happen, just like Solo's big push. It ain't going to happen for sure. But look, Solo is 0-34, 0-35. Bro, since defeating John Cena, people that
He
face
got Austin Theoried. He got Austin Theoried. Like, Austin Theory beat John Cena. Did fuck all after that.
no,
It
no,
went
no, no, no.
downhill
Look,
from
look,
after that.
look. No, no, no. Solo's worse than Austin Theory. At least Theory
Oh, yeah.
won some matches.
Oh yeah, he won some matches. It's just that his momentum came crashing down like not long after that. Like he lost the US title, and yeah, it just went down at a cliff. But now Solo, just if you beat Cena, you're fucked. You just
Yeah,
plain and simple.
yeah.
If you beat Cena, you're screwed. You think beating Cena would do something good for your career? No, 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 no. It's a fucking curse.
Well, damn, we're 5 for 5 with these predictions. I mean, we're on a roll here. I
Yeah.
think we're gonna be 6 for 6 after this. Rhea Ripley defending the women's championship, whatever
Are we?
championship,
Are we
whatever it
going to be
is,
66? Because I don't know. This match could be either way.
versus the challenger, the man. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Becky Lynch. Um, you know me, huge Becky fan and everything.
Hugely a fan.
Huge Becky fan. I'm huge Rhea fan too. I'm a fan of both of these
I'm a huge
females.
Becky fan too, to be fair. So yeah, like Bria and Becky are two of my favorites. So it's good we're finally getting this match. It's a dream match I've wanted to see for a while, and so is everyone, to be fair.
Um,
So
I saw this quote before we went on, and I was like, "Huh." I'm gonna bring this up. I forget what interview Becky was doing today. Something with CBS with someone else. I don't know. But she said, if I retired today, I would be one of the best women's wrestlers of all time.
yeah, facts. Like it's no
I
lies.
think she said the best women's wrestler. I don't know if she said one of the best or best.
One of the best, definitely the best. It's a conversation. She's up there. She's in the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
conversation.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
there's a
not
conversation
definite.
for sure.
Like she's definitely among the names of Trish, Lita, names like that, Charlotte, you know, she's amongst those names for sure. It's just, it's hard coming up with the one, the greatest of all time. Like some people say it's Trish, some people say it's Lita, some people will probably now say it's Becky by the time she retires. Some people will say it's Charlotte just because of the amount of reign she's had. There's no definitive answer. Is pretty much what I'm trying to say here. It's just the ones you can have a conversation about, and Becky is in that conversation. There's just no doubt about that one.
Yeah, for sure. I'll let you talk about this Rhea and Becky match first then.
Already
What do
done.
you think?
So this match could go either way. This match could really go either way. To be honest, I don't know for certain who's going to win this match, and this is one of the few matches on this WrestleMania that I don't know who's going to win this match, sort of thing. So this is what makes it really good. It's very unpredictable. I could see Rhea winning because it's another chance for a massive win for Rhea at WrestleMania and continuing her very long title reign, which is dominated, which is what we wanted when we said when she was facing Charlotte last year at WrestleMania and when she won the belt, is that we wanted to have a very dominant run with it. Yo, Yusuf, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
We're currently talking about WrestleMania and our predictions, so enjoy. You've missed a couple, but we're currently on Rhea and Becky, so you're on a good one right now. But yeah, I could see either way. With Rhea, it'd be a big win, continuing her dominant title reign. And I feel like a win against Becky Lynch here would cement Rhea Ripley as a megastar. I mean, she already is, but like, you know what I mean? Even more of a megastar than she already is, because she has that massive win over Charlotte. Becky is like one of the only people she hasn't beaten, or she hasn't had the opportunity to beat. So just getting that massive win over Becky, I feel like would be massive beyond belief. But also I can see Becky winning. Because if you think about it, if Becky does beat Rhea, if Becky doesn't beat Rhea, if Rhea retains, who's going to dethrone her? Who's going to dethrone Rhea? I could maybe Jade Cargill. Who
Bianca.
knows? Bianca, maybe.
Who will see Stink? Oh my god.
No. I mean, I wouldn't
That's part.
complain.
I wouldn't complain either. No one would complain about that, but that deserves to be on house shows for fun.
Yeah, house show for some fun only. Like we don't need to have that at WrestleMania in a serious match against Becky. I wouldn't complain though, but yeah, no, no, I don't know, because yeah, like besides Becky, who would dethrone Rhea? Like Bianca, possibly. I've heard some shouts of Liv Morgan because obviously, like they have that little bit of history. Becky specifically doesn't like it, apparently. Oh, the stink face. Well, yeah, she said some quotes on the interview, didn't she? Yeah. My prediction is Rhea retains, faces Cargill. Jade Cargill, I feel like could be the woman to beat Rhea because she's a big woman, like coming through, big name. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rhea retains. I just that's the one I'm veering more towards, but I wouldn't be surprised if Becky did win. Because also the story going into it is Rhea is one of the only people that has made Becky doubt whether she's better than her. Because she even said at one point, she's like, I don't know if I'm better than you, but I need to prove to myself that I am. And that's like kind of the whole point of this. So I don't know if this is going to lead to Becky beating Rhea and like confirming that, Becky's better. I don't know though. But me personally, I'm gonna veer more towards Rhea retaining than I am Becky winning the belt. So I'm gonna go Rhea retains here.
This one to me, and it's going to be a good match, but to me, I think this is an easy one. Rhea has to retain. I don't think Rhea's reign should end yet. Um, I think it should end probably next year at WrestleMania. I know a long reign, but I think next year at WrestleMania it'll end, and I'm just going to call it right now. It'll end with Bianca Belair beating her.
Fair.
So,
Rhea dethrones Damien to become Senorita, Money in the Bank. And then cashes it in on one of the men's titles. Oh, that'd be funny. And hey, maybe at least Rhea would know what to do with the fucking briefcase. Priest.
hey, that's true. That's true. That
Like
is
we were
true.
talking about Priest earlier, Yusuf, during the podcast about how he's the dumbest motherfucker to hold the briefcase I've ever seen in my life. He literally had both world champions down at one point on Raw, and he didn't think once to cash that shit in. Are you kidding me? Anyone with a brain would look at that shit and be like, "All right, my time to shine now. I'm gonna take my opportunity and cash in." Anyone would. Damien must think the briefcase is decoration. Facts. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know what the briefcase is used for. He doesn't know the rules of the briefcase. I'm convinced of it. He doesn't know what the rules are. He just thinks, oh, I could just hold on to this forever. I could just make this my character. I'm Senor Money in the Bank. I could just hold on to this for fun and do nothing with it until God knows how long, until the end of my career. Fucking idiot. I love Damian Priest as a wrestler, but my God, in kayfabe, he's an idiot. He's never seen someone cash in a purple one, so he doesn't know. Yeah, he thinks because it's purple instead of green or gold or black or however many colors people have had the briefcase in the past. He thinks just because it's purple now, it's just like, it's different. I don't have to cash this in, I can just keep it with me. He put the money in the bank in his bench. He put the money in the bank in his pension. That's good. That's good. Fair play. Oh, fucking hell. But yeah.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
back to topic. Yeah, Rhea retains for me.
Yeah, so we're gonna be 6 for 6 with predictions.
We're gonna be the same
That,
throughout
that,
the
hey,
whole
hey,
entire
we,
thing, aren't
hey,
we?
hey, we gotta disagree somewhere. Somewhere.
Somewhere, hopefully, fingers crossed. Because my
Well,
God, I thought we
phew.
were going to disagree on this one. I generally thought out of all the matches, I thought we were going to disagree on this one. I thought you was going to go Becky. I'm not going to lie. I did think he was going to go Becky.
No, no, no. I'm pretty confident Rhea's going to retain. That
Mm.
look. I'm so confident that Rhea's going to retain. Um, what is it? Right. Let's see here. What am I missing out on? I'm so confident that I think it's more predictable than Roman and Rock to win.
Wow, really?
And
See, for me,
that's how I know storyline wise it's been back and forth, but that's how confident I am in how I think Rhea is going to win.
wow. See, for me, this one's unpredictable. This one's in the air. Like I could genuinely see Becky winning. Like I'm not predicting it, but I could see it. I would say if Becky did win, I'd be sitting there just like, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. I'm not surprised at all. So me personally, this match is a bit more unpredictable for me. But yeah, I'm veering more towards Rhea. So yeah, we could agree on that one. Next one.
Oh well, we've already talked about it. Not one main event: Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes versus the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns and the final boss, The Rock.
Well, yeah. For some reason, he does this. I don't know why he
I,
does
I
this.
don't I don't know what this is. I guess that's the L for Cody Rhodes because that's what he's going to take on not one
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, yeah. We're going 7 for 7 on this one, definitely.
Yeah, we're going
Um,
7 for 7. I do think it will, and I will probably agree with how we got how this is going to end up. I
Cody takes the
think
pin.
I think The Rock pins Cody Rhodes.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Either that or Roman pins Cody. It could go either way, but let's put it this way: Cody's taking the pin. At least he should. If WWE's smart, Solo winning via rap battle. Like,
My God, Yusuf is
God,
on one today. Oh my gosh.
when is he not? When is he not? At first night, Roman and Rock will win. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the most predictable match of the weekend because it's it just makes sense for Rock and Roman to win because then it builds sympathy for Cody going into night two. It literally puts everything against Cody. His back is against the wall. He's against all the odds night two. Bloodline rules where anything goes. Excuse me. And yeah, it just makes you think. It makes people have sympathy for Cody and doubt whether he's going to be able to finish the story in night two. But we'll get on to that night two. But yeah, for this, yeah, for me, I would have Rock pin Cody. Cody definitely take the pin. It just doesn't make sense for Seth to take the pin in this one. It
it
wouldn't be
doesn't.
nowhere near as impactful as if Cody was the one to take the pin.
Well,
So yeah,
see, this is the thing. When I've heard people say Seth is going to take the pin, why are we having Seth take the pin right before his championship match as the champion? Cody is the challenger, right? If you want to keep on bringing more sympathy to this overall storyline, Cody taking the pin makes a whole lot of sense here.
Yep.
Because
Agreed.
that brings in more doubt for Night 2, Bloodline
And you know
Rule,
what?
and everything.
And you know what? I go one step further. I wouldn't just have him take the pin. After the match, I would have Rock and Roman beat the ever loving shit out of Cody Rhodes for like the rest of the show until it goes off the air. Because then you can have Cody go into night 2 like not 100% then. So it looks even worse that he's just like, it's going to be impossible for Cody to finish the story. And it builds even more sympathy.
But
That's what I would do.
the only thing I don't like about that is because Seth is going to have to get his ass whooped, and Damian is going to just be in the back, just chilling, taking a damn nap or something, or he's going to be asleep. So that's the only, in kayfabe wise, that's the only thing I don't like, because Damian's going to look like a complete fucking idiot once again while Seth's getting beat up down there. You got the final boss and the tribal chief standing on top, beating the hell out of both of them, and Damian's just like, no, not today.
Nah, I'm just chilling here with my briefcase, just having some food and catering, just minding my own business. Why would I want to cash this in and become world champion? Not really in my plans, you know what I mean? No, I'd rather just hang on to this until fucking the next Money in the Bank. Even then, I'll probably keep it. So stupid. But yeah,
that
no.
doesn't make. But I do like your idea. We like Roman,
Jamie can be like, I can't get number off and 5. I can't. Facts.
But
I wouldn't be off the air. I can't
idea.
possibly concentrate.
I do
His
like
best
your
friend
idea.
is not ready to say goodbye. Yeah, it's like someone like who's been told like you have to separate from something, but he's just so clingy. He's just like, no, I don't want to separate from this. No, my baby, no, don't let it go. That's literally what he's like. Just over obsessed with the briefcase, and he just doesn't want to let go of it. But yeah, anyway.
But I do like your idea of them just beating the living hell out of them. I will say,
because like it would bring sort of vibes to what Daniel Bryan went through at WrestleMania 30. You know, when he beat Triple H, and then was going to be in the main event, and then Triple H just beat the shit out of Daniel Bryan after the match. And you remember that part? So I feel like it'd be something similar to that. I think it's interesting if they just have Seth abandon Cody while they're being the shit out of him, but I don't know how much I believe in tonight too. No, I hate the idea of Seth like turning on Cody in any way, shape, or form. I just like some people say like it makes sense because obviously they have that history and they've like hinted at it with this and Roman like teasing Cody with that. It was like, oh, he says he's going to be your shield. You know, I was in the shield with him, right? And look what happened there. You stabbed me in the back and all that. Like, I know they're teasing it, so they could potentially go with that, but no, because
no, I don't like that at all.
To quote Cody here, what Cody said after that makes a whole lot of sense. He said, like, yeah, you're right. Seth may hate me. Seth may secretly hate me. He may hate my guts. But one thing I do know for certain, he hates you more. So I just feel like it would make no sense for Seth to turn on Cody when they both have a common enemy in Roman. I feel like as long as Roman's in the picture, Seth is going to be on Cody's side because Seth hates Roman more. So I just don't think it would make sense for Seth to turn.
Yeah.
Maybe wait until after WrestleMania. That's what I would personally do. What I personally do is after WrestleMania, do like the brand split or whatever, like, you know, have the superstar shake up or do a different like brand, swap people over. Bring Seth and Cody over to SmackDown, both of them. And then just sort of like build to Seth turning on Cody after WrestleMania and have that be the main title program for the next few months after WrestleMania. That's what I would do. Because then Roman is out of the picture. Seth is like low-key, just unpredictable. True. But yeah, because then after WrestleMania, Roman's could be out of the picture. Then what reason would Seth have to stay loyal to Cody? None. Especially when he has no title with him at that point, because you'll lose to Drew. And and he's going to be seeing Cody with the title that Seth helped him win, theoretically. So jealousy is going to step in for Seth, which is going to make him turn on him more. It just makes sense. The story's there. Just do it after WrestleMania. Don't, so to speak, blow your load too quick.
Yeah.
Don't do it too quick at WrestleMania because it wouldn't make as much sense. Wait till after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't see Seth turning here. It would make absolutely no sense. Would it be shocking? Yes, but it would make absolutely no sense to
If
me.
it's just doing a shock turn just for the sake of doing a shock turn,
Yeah.
instead of having a proper reason behind it.
So we're 7 for 7 so far. I don't know if that's going to change or not, but we'll see.
There's more to go.
Night 2 of WrestleMania. We're going to start off with LA Knight and AJ Styles. Yeah, and then I'll do the phenomenal, a little too sweet thing. AJ said basically teasing he's going to get new music. I don't know how the hell I feel about that, but
I agree with it because I do agree that his current theme song is not suiting his current character. I do agree with it. It's just Def Rebel is it's very hit and miss when it comes to theme songs. Let's just say that, and more misses than hits, unfortunately.
yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what they do. I don't know. I'm hoping it'll be good. For me, I would just have him come out to Evil Ways. Evil Ways back when he used to be this sort of character in TNA, when he was like Evil Ways Lone Wolf AJ Styles, that shit banged. If he could come out with Evil Ways here, that would be great. That would like bring an extra bit into his character that I would love. Unfortunately, though, I just see it just being a very shit Def Rebel theme song. I don't have any faith in Def Rebel in putting on a banger for Styles.
Yeah,
I don't know. They have had some bangers though, so I'll give them some benefit of the doubt, and I'll see why I see, and I'll hear what I hear, and I'll see what happens. In terms of the outcome, I feel like it just has to be LA Knight, right? I don't think Styles needs this win in any way, shape, or form. I just feel like this just needs to be LA Knight's big moment at WrestleMania to beat someone like AJ Styles. Although, due to me being a big Styles fan myself, I wouldn't mind if Styles did win. Although I would feel sorry for LA Knight. But yeah, but I'm veering more towards LA Knight winning here. I just hope it's going to be a good match because I'm sick and tired of AJ Styles matches not delivering at WrestleMania. Chris Jericho, it was all right. It was just a very wrong outcome. Like Styles losing to Jericho in his first WrestleMania match was so stupid. Like, why would you have AJ Styles lose his WrestleMania debut? The match was solid enough, not great, but solid. It was just okay, shocking outcome, weird outcome. Then the Shane match was really fucking good. Really enjoyed that. The best Styles match at WrestleMania of his career. Nakamura, the most disappointing WrestleMania match of all time, and I'm saying that outright. In my personal opinion, the most disappointing WrestleMania match of all time. In terms of this hype that was going into it, and I know it was like always going to have like probably have too much hype going into it, because of their Wrestle Kingdom Classic. It was probably never going to live up to that. But I was hoping for better than what we got. They never got out of second gear because of Vince. Can we see John and Austin at WrestleMania second night? We'll get onto that, but possibly. Yeah. And Randy Orton, that match was forgettable. To be honest, I don't remember that. I don't remember much about that match against Randy. Undertaker was really good. Undertaker in the Boneyard match was really fucking good. Edge, again, disappointing. Especially like considering Edge and AJ Styles was a dream match for years. Especially like when Edge was retired. When Edge came back, like Styles was one of the first names we thought of as just like dream match that Edge can have. So looking back at that match, I don't remember that much about that match either, which is quite criminal. I don't remember it being bad. It was just forgettable, unfortunately. And yeah, I think that's all the matches Stars had at WrestleMania. I think that's all of them. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just hoping this match can actually be the other way around because, like, going into this, there's not that much hype about this match. One thing I will say, the build-up has been good.
Oh yeah, the
Like,
minus the bloodline stuff, this is the best build.
yeah, like especially LA Knight going to AJ Styles' home. That was a very good segment. Like, probably one of the best segments of the year so far. I
Dude,
loved it.
dude, when he's getting in that police car and he's saying, "Yeah, I lost my shit." When he
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
yeah, I was like, "Oh my god!" I every time I watch it and go back because I've watched it several times, dude, I laugh every single time he does that little yeah at like right before they close the door. I'm like, nah, bro. LA
Yeah,
Knight is one of the funniest
just,
people.
just
Not
AJ
even.
Styles just yelling angrily at him from a distance. The police get him into the police car, and he just goes, "Yeah," and then just shuts the door. It just kills me every time. But yeah, what a segment that is! Generally a gem of a segment. But yeah, like going into this match, like even though there's not a lot of hype because obviously the track record for Styles at WrestleMania isn't exactly good. The build has been good. So hopefully the match can live up to the build. And it's actually the other way around this time with AJ Styles matches where going into normal matches with AJ Styles WrestleMania is a lot of hype and it doesn't end up delivering. This time there's not that much hype, but hopefully now we can over deliver and exceed our expectations and actually be really good. Fingers crossed. But I'm gonna go with LA Knight winning here. 8 for 8, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't think you can have LA not lose his first big WrestleMania one-on-one match.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think you know, if if I recall, I didn't expect much out of the Styles Shane match, and I don't expect too much out of this match. So I'm hoping, even though the build's been good, I'm hoping that means the match is going to deliver. We'll see. Um, but yeah, LA Knight's definitely winning. You can't have him lose on his first big one-on-one match at Mania.
No.
So yes, we are 8 for 8.
The
Um,
streak continues.
what if this odd match actually splits it? Bobby Lashley in the Street Profits versus the Final Testament in AOP and Karrion Cross in a Philly street fight. Have you noticed? Oh, okay. Good. Hey, good night, man. Have a good one. You
Good
can
idea.
watch the. You
Thank you
can
for
watch
tuning
the.
in.
Towards the end, you can see. Just come back to the stream. You'll see it. You'll see us talk about Roman and Rock. So I understand. Thank you. Thank you for being in here, man. Um, have you noticed when they do a street fight in whatever city, they're like, "Oh, Steel City street fight, a Philly street fight." Dog, just call it a street fight.
Just call it a street fight, dude. Like it's not that deep. It's
Uh,
like it's not that serious, honestly. Like why just call a street fight? Don't have it just be, oh, it's this city street fight just to be different. Ooh, it's a fucking street fight. Just call it that. You don't have to add the city name just to be different. Just it's the same as any other city street fight. It's a bloody street fight. I hate that shit with a passion. Like they don't do that with any other stipulation. Like you don't ever see them go, oh, it's a Philly Hell in a Cell match. It's a Philly Elimination Chamber match. It's a Philly No Holds Barred match. It's a Philly fucking I don't know, Last Man Standing match. No, like just treat it like any other match. It's a street fight. Like just keep it real.
um, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know who's gonna win this match.
Me
I'm gonna be
neither.
honest.
I
So,
don't care who's going to win this match either. I really don't give two flying fucks. As soon as the
but
match is over, I'm just going to be sitting here just being like,
it
okay, okay.
now I am hoping it is a fun match and a enjoyable match.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for heaven's sakes, with it being a street fight, if it's not entertaining, something is wrong.
Exactly.
Um, but the people that need the win the most to start gaining more momentum, and the ones I'm going to pick is Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Are we 9 for 9, or are you changing it up? Just that.
We're actually going different. We're actually going different for once. I am going with the Final Testament because they're a freshly new group. I just feel like they do need to win. I I I just feel like they're gonna go the direction of the Final Testament. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. I really don't care. Like if Final Testament win, I'm just gonna be sitting here just like meh. And if Bobby Lashley and Street Profits win, I'm also gonna be sitting here just like meh. But I do feel like the Final Testament are gonna win. So yeah, we're finally going different. Holy shit, it's finally happened.
It would happen with this match. I'm not gonna lie. It would happen with this match. I could see either team winning.
Yeah, thanks.
I know the Final Testament are a new team, and the only thing that would lean me towards the Final Testament would be if they built up AOP more. I think
Yeah.
AOP needs more building before. That's just me. So that's why I'm going with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. But our first, thank goodness, our first disagreement of this entire WrestleMania card. Now, this one might be a different disagreement as well. I don't know. The United States Championship Triple Threat match. Logan Paul defending against the prize fighter Kevin Owens, and then the Viper, the legendary Randy Orton. This one is tricky. I will say this.
Another
This
one that's unpredictable. Again, probably one of the most unpredictable matches of the entire weekend. Because
the most
either of them could win.
I think the most unpredictable match potentially. Um
Potentially, yeah. I could see either of these three men winning. That's the thing. I could
um
genuinely see either of these three.
and I'll let you go ahead and talk about it first.
Okay,
I did
you put on me, yay.
Yeah, since I did
Oh,
the since,
fantastic. Thank you, Tyler. Giving me the hardest one to start off with. Thank you very much. Dickhead. I'm kidding. Yeah, I could genuinely see either of these three men winning. I could see Logan winning. I could see Kevin Owens winning. I could see Randy Orton winning. All three men have a case for winning this match. Logan, because I genuinely don't think his reign has been that bad. I like considering I've seen some fucking duds when it comes to United States title reigns in recent times, including Austin Theory. Unfortunately for him, I don't think Logan Paul has been that bad of a champ. So I don't. I wouldn't mind seeing him hold on to it for a little bit longer, but also with his sort of like I guess part-time schedule, sort of. I don't know if they're gonna have him hold the title beyond WrestleMania. So especially with it being up in the air, but also there's the Prime sponsorship in the middle of the rings going on now. So I wonder if they're gonna have him still be champion in order to keep that promotion with Prime and that going. Don't know. But also, I could see cases for Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Randy Orton, because since he's come back, he's been incredibly popular, incredibly over, and the body of work he's put in since has been impressive considering the injuries come back from. And I do feel like he deserves something, even if it is a United States championship reign. I feel like he does deserve something. So I could see Randy winning. I could also see Kevin Owens winning because he's had this feud with Logan going on for a couple months now. And he's gone this close to winning the championship, only to fuck it up himself by knocking out Logan, literally having him down for a 3 count, and forgetting to put the knuckles away like a fucking idiot. that Royal Rumble spot was an idiot. He was an absolute idiot. Like, I don't know what it is. Just baby faces in wrestling just become utter fools. Heels,
mhm.
they're the smartest fuckers on the planet. Like if Kevin Owens was a heel, he would have put away those brass knuckles the second he hit him with it. But babyface Kevin Owens, oh no, I forget to take them off, and I just hold them right into the referee's fucking face. Baby faces are just so stupid. But yeah, Kevin Owens, I could also see him winning the championship as well. Just purely because of that little thing he has with Logan. So him getting one over Logan, especially if he's the one to pin Logan, could be a nice WrestleMania moment for him. See, this is where the unpredictability is. I genuinely don't know who's going to win this one. I also have to think what someone might potentially be doing post WrestleMania. And I think Randy might get involved with Cody at some point after WrestleMania. Potentially. I could see it. So my mind is actually veering Randy on the least, as mad as that sounds. I'm veering towards either Kevin Owens or Logan here. And I'm just going to go for Shot in the Dark. I'm going to go Kevin Owens. I'm going to go Kevin Owens to win the United States Championship here.
Nothing against Randy, but I written Randy off when I seen Triple Threat. Just because I think this is more of a story. Yes, it is a story of with Logan and Randy because Logan basically screwed Randy out of a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship. But
Yeah.
this story is more about Kevin Owens and Logan. So
Yeah.
I think it has to be with those two.
Since it's happened since Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And I've went back and forth. I'm not gonna lie between these two. I've went back and forth. Do they give Kevin Owens a reign because he was tag team champions? He hasn't held a singles title for a little bit.
I'm trying to remember the last time. I think it actually was the United States Championship. I think it was the United States Championship when he beat Chris Jericho for it at WrestleMania, and then he had that little back and forth with AJ Styles for it when he was like when he did that like United States like gimmick for a little bit. That wasn't that good. But yeah, he went back and forth with AJ Styles for it. Styles beat him for it. He won it back, and then I think he lost it again. And I don't think he's held a singles title since. So I was like 2017, I think. So yeah, it's been a fucking good while. Wait, maybe not 2017. It was 2017 or 2018. It was one of those years.
It was 18 at the latest though.
Yeah, so it's been at least 6 years. So I feel like it's been overdue.
Yeah, it is overdue, but I think Logan will retain. Will retain.
All right, we'll go different again. 2 different in a row. At least we're changing it up now. Night 2, we.
Yeah, so I'm trying to write this down in my notes so I can make sure when I get them right and everything to tell you about it. But the reason I think Logan's gonna win, I think he's gonna have more of a reign. I think it might end in his hometown of Cleveland at SummerSlam. I don't know against who, but I think that's where it ends. Funny enough.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
Because he talks about the last time he was in Cleveland, he said, "I'm gonna make sure I'm a winner," and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm the United States champion," and then lose it that night. I don't know to who, but I could see that happening.
That'd be funny.
I could see that happening. So I'm gonna go with Logan. You're going with Kevin Owens. Both very good choices for this match. Io Sky defending the women's championship, whatever they're calling it. I can't remember. I think it's the WWE.
I think they call this one the WWE Women's Championship, and Rhea's got the WWE Women's World Championship.
It's hard for me to even remember. They got these different names for it, but Io defending against Bayley. I'll go first. I hope this is a very good match. I very muchly do. Um, okay, hold on. Um, so,
How's that, you dickhead?
oh, that is so funny. For 1.8 thousand seconds, I never thought he would say that. But 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Timed out. Get the hell out of here. Um, um, I hope this is a very good match and everything.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I have uh, duh, 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 duh. Since I predicted Rhea, I'm going to predict Bailey here. So we're going to have a new champion.
I agree with that. As much as I love EO and I would love to see EO get a big win at WrestleMania, it just makes sense for Bailey to win. And to be fair to Bailey, she deserves her flowers. She deserves her flowers. She deserves a big moment at WrestleMania. The closest she's gone to a big moment at WrestleMania that I can think of is she retained her Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 33 in a fatal 5-way, 6-pack, 4-way. It was a multi-woman match, put it that way. And she retained her title in that. That's about as close to a WrestleMania moment as I remember her having. So she hasn't had a proper one. So I think she deserves this, to be honest. Like I knew going into Royal Rumble that she was gonna win the Royal Rumble match, and I was thinking just go all the way with it. Like have her face EO and beat EO for the title. It just makes sense. Yeah, I think EO has been a very good champion, all things considered. And she's put on some really good matches, and I think she will put on an absolute bang with Bailey at WrestleMania. Like any match EO's in is a classic. So I'm expecting this to be really good. And Bailey is a very underrated wrestler. She can go. So yeah, I see this being really good. But yeah, I think Bailey is going to win the women's championship here. And where EO goes after this, I'm hoping Triple H keeps going with EO in terms of giving her momentum after this. I hope like he doesn't just stop booking her like bad. Like I hope he just continues pushing her as like one of the top talents on the division, like along with Oscar and Kyrie, because I think those three being a pairing is obviously really good. I would say move them over to Raw after WrestleMania, split them away from Bailey, because then by that point the story would be done. So I say move Damage Control as a whole over to Raw, and
I like
maybe
that.
then just have them dominate Raw, and eventually lead to maybe a little bit of a breakup between EO, Oscar, and Kyrie and Dakota. And who knows? Maybe next WrestleMania we can have a little bit of a damage control match for the women's title next year. For like, say it's going to be EO, Oscar, and Kyrie in a triple threat. Maybe Dakota in a fatal 4-way too, if you want to include that. But the three Japanese women would make the most sense in terms of a triple threat. So that's personally a dream match I want to see, because those three in a match would kill it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Bailey to beat EO here.
Yeah. Welcome T Mac to the stream, man. But we're in the final two matches. We got Seth Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. And I'm gonna let you go first because my bold prediction is very, very bold with what's going to happen.
Fair. Okay, so I feel like we're gonna have the same prediction in terms of the winner here. Um, like for both matches. So I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre wins the belt. So Drew McIntyre defeats Seth. I feel like it just makes sense. And Drew deserves it with the build of work he has with this heel stuff. It's been some of the best work of his entire WWE career by far. By far. I thought some of his stuff as world champion was good, like as a babyface. But this heel stuff he's been doing, like on social media, like his promos on Raw, has been really good. Like, utterly unreal. It makes me laugh every time, especially some of the social media stuff he does. I don't know how he does it. He cracks me up every time. He's
Dude,
turned into a
hey,
full blown
dude,
savage.
dude, that thing he did on Raw with the eulogy and everything, I was like, dude, what? Who is coming up with some of this stuff? There's no way it's just him. It's got to be a group, like someone with him. I feel like.
Possibly. Possibly. If it is Drew coming up with all of this, then he's a fucking genius. Like, because my God, he's turned into a savage. And I love it. He's turned into like the biggest hater on earth, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I've got Drew McIntyre winning here. I know I've heard some people say that Damian Priest might cash in after this match, and I could see it if he learns how to do it, if he learns how to use the briefcase, that is. But I could see it. I could potentially see Damian Priest cashing in on this match because I don't see him cashing in on the other championship. I don't see him cashing in on either Roman or Cody.
No.
I don't see that whatsoever. If there's any championship he's going to cash in on, it's going to be the World Heavyweight Championship. So whether McIntyre is going to be the one walking out of WrestleMania the world champion, or it's going to be Priest, that I'm not 100% sure on. But McIntyre's definitely winning the match. I'm going to go with Priest is not cashing in. I'm going to go with Priest is not. I'm going to go with McIntyre's walking out champ. That's what I'm going to go with. But I wouldn't be surprised if Priest did cash in. Again, if he learned how to.
Well, this is my prediction. I do have Drew McIntyre winning. I do have Drew winning. This is going to be my bold prediction. At first, when you hear it, it's not going to sound bold, but it's going to end up being bold. So, Damian Priest is going to come down, maybe make it a triple threat, maybe after the match. I do not know. And he's going to come down and everything and make it, a triple threat, whatever, in the match. Somehow, some way, I think they show that the contract isn't in his briefcase. And I think Finn comes out with the green briefcase and has the contract. And Judgment Day beats him down. And I think Finn cashes in to become champion.
You know what? That is bold. That is bold. But I love it at the same time. I absolutely love it. Like,
And then he's going to come out on the Raw after WrestleMania and say he's just a dumbass for how he held the briefcase. He's going to say what everyone else has said. I don't
you know
know if
what?
that's going to happen, but I would not put it past them to do something very different that they've never done with the Money in the Bank case.
I was gonna say I like that idea just purely because something like that has never been done before, ever in the history of WWE in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Never been done. Like for someone to outright steal the briefcase from somebody and cash it in, like that shit would be wild. Especially if it's someone from his own faction. Just tries to cash it in. Feels like he's about to win the championship, and just be like, "Yeah, sorry, dude, there's no contract in here." And then all of a sudden, you just hear Finn Balor's music here, and he's walking down with the other briefcase. It's like, "Yeah, that's because I've got it, motherfucker." That'd be hilarious.
But
Yeah, you know what? I can see it.
I think that's how Priest gets away from the Judgment Day and everything
Yeah,
officially.
yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see it. It's bold, but it's also possible. Um, yeah, whether that happens is remains to be seen, but I could definitely see it.
Now look, I've done some wild predictions. But this might be the wildest I've done. So
Yeah.
if it happens, I'm gonna shout out Brian, the person I watch the pay-per-views with most of the time, because I saw it in the TikTok and I'm thinking where are they going with this? And I got it from a TikTok and I'm thinking, I listened to him and I'm like, and he didn't say Finn, he just said they just no one like it was just a empty case. So the Finn part was me, but I'm thinking, what if they do that? Because if you remember a segment in the past where they removed the contract, the paper to his, he could have easily moved it back, or that could be a fake. So just remembering that segment and everything, I'm like, oh shoot, what if they do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, what if there isn't like a contract in there, but it's not the true contract? It's a fake. It's a forged one. Like I feel like that would actually be even more interesting than if there was just like no contract in there. Because I feel like, that if there was no contract in there, that's even more dumbass on Priest if he just never opened it and realized, oh, there's no contract in here. So I feel like there is a contract in there, just a forged one that was swapped out by Finn on Judgment Day. Probably Finn, like, just, being pissed off. Because let's not forget, Finn has a reason to be pissed off at Priest. Because remember all that shit that happened with Seth at SummerSlam and all that? Priest inadvertently costing him, like, a couple times during that whole thing. He has a whole reason to be angry at him for months. So I bet he was secretly plotting this all this time. Swapped out the contract, put a forged one in his briefcase, and kept the real one in his own one. I could very much see that. That's very smart if they go that way. And fair play for you for thinking of that. So yeah, to be honest, I'm now hoping they do that because that's genius. That is genius. Because
Because
that's a way to have Priest lose it, but also protect him. Like not have him lose it just by cashing in and then losing the match. That'd be a stupid way of doing it. But
because
that's like a creative way of doing it.
because if you think about it, if they go with the Priest cash in and him winning and all that, how
No
long
one's
does he
saying
hold?
that.
How long does he hold the belt? Not long.
Yeah, because like no one's really, as much as I like Priest, no one's really cared about his Money in the Bank run. Like no one's been waiting in anticipation for him to cash it in and become champion. So
We
like when he
we did
does,
we did a couple of times, but then when it just became, you know, just became his BS. What the hell is he doing with the case? It's like, okay, why should we care?
yeah, yeah, and it's not like a Dolph Ziggler example where yeah, Dolph held it on for that long, but also he was just incredibly over with crowd. So like whenever his moment did come, obviously that was that huge pop when he cashed it on Del Rio. There ain't gonna be that if Priest cashes it in. Because
Hmm.
as much as I like Priest, again, he's not as over with the crowd as others. So I feel like Finn would be a get out of jail free card. Because also Finn deserves another world title reign as well. Let's not forget about Finn. He got screwed out of the Universal Championship with the injury, and then he just never got given a proper chance to have it back. So I feel like, and I wanted him to beat Seth for the world title last year, but it just never happened. So I just feel like this is the perfect time to have Finn win the title, have Priest lose the briefcase, but in a way that makes sense, and then also split him away with the Judgment Day. It just makes things interesting, and it's unique, and it's never been done before.
Okay, so I think this is how I'm gonna map it out. I think Priest will make it a triple threat, and then out of a sudden, Finn and them will come down with him. I think they'll
Mm,
come down with him, and however how they get there, they screw Damien. Forged paper would be good, or just no. If they come down, no paper would be brilliant. If they come down with him,
yeah,
I even though it's like, oh, he's a dumbass. Well, yeah, he's been a dumbass throughout this entire process. So it's like just continue with the theme. So I could see it like that, and I think Finn will pin Seth and get that revenge at the end of the day.
I like that idea.
I'm that's my official prediction. That's it.
I like that idea. I do like that idea, and I'm kind of hoping that happens.
We'll see if it happens. I could be looking at not too like what the hell was I thinking, but we'll see. We'll see.
And now, the big one. The fucking big one. The one that has been built for 2 years. And it all comes to a head this weekend on night two in the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Will Cody Rhodes finish the story?
I didn't want to cut you off, but you said that wrong. Undisputed Universal Championship.
Whatever. Same thing.
Well, hell, they don't know what they call the belt anyways either. So I mean, we've heard it called several names, so it's all right. I don't blame you. Yeah, this is the big one, man. This is the big one. Last year, people were crying and everything. I was on here, one of the few ones saying Roman's going to win, and I was very confident with it last year. I was very confident that Roman was going to win because Cody needed to go through adversity. However that was for the year, it's hard to do it for a full year. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I can't remember what I said last. I think I said I think I was on Cody. I thought Cody was going to win the belt, and I do still think that now. But I'm more confident now. But last year, I was thinking Cody just out of like I want Cody to win sort of thing. But yeah, it made sense. Like after Roman retained, initially I was sort of was like, what the fuck? This was the time. But then after like a day of thinking about it, I was like, okay. It's not the end of the world as long as they continue with the story and just build upon it. As long as like this year he was going to win the title.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's very hard to build a story like that over a year. And they definitely had a bit of a period where they lost momentum with Cody, especially the stuff where he was like distracted with Brock. Even though they ended off that feud very well at SummerSlam, that was a very good match, very good way to end the feud. I don't know, just with Cody, he just sort of lost a bit of momentum during that like halfway through stage. But obviously, it picked
then
back up when Royal Rumble came back along and everyone was back on the Cody hype train. So, which is how it naturally happens. But yeah, it sort of has to happen now. You cannot have Cody lose last year and Cody lose again this year. You just can't. So
go ahead. My bad.
yeah. So yeah, for me, Cody has to win. It just has to happen. Roman's had a honestly fantastic reign. I would say the first like half of his reign is much better than the second half of his reign because obviously first half of his reign he was defending it a lot more. Just the second half, him not being around as much as made the title reign a bit sometimes. But overall, it's still one of the greatest reigns of all time. You cannot deny. And one of the most impactful reigns of all time. And that's why when Cody does finish the story here, at least hopefully he fucking does, it's going to be massive. It's going to be one of the biggest title wins of all time if Cody wins. And he should win. Like, Cody needs to finish that goddamn story. Because if it's not now, then it'll never happen. It will never happen. Let's be real here. It is now or never. There will never be another time where Cody will be as hot as he is now. I know we said that last year, but with this whole Roman stuff, you could go on for another year. You cannot go on for two more. People will get sick and tired. Like, you cannot do it for a third straight Mania. You just can't. So it's now or never. So yeah. Roman will have Rock in his corner, obviously. We'll probably have Jimmy in his corner. If Jimmy comes out, that is Solo as well. He'll have the entire bloodline in his corner. Cody will probably have Jay come out and help him at some point. And yes, I do think Stone Cold Steve Austin will show up. Yes, I figure it has to, especially with that clip he showed of him getting that Easter egg basket with the beer in it. I wonder who sent that. I wonder who sent that as possibly a little bit of a, hey Steve, I need you for Mania. Can I count on you to be there for me? A little bit of a gift for you, a little bit of a bribe. Come and help me out, dude. Sort of thing. So I feel like Stone Cold is definitely going to be there, and I feel like John Cena might show up too.
Yeah,
I feel like
I think John Cena. I think John Cena is the given one. Stone Cold is like maybe he is, maybe he ain't. But we feel like he is going to be there.
Yeah. So I feel like Roman is going to have Rock, Jimmy, Solo in his corner. So that's 3. Cody is going to have Jay, not Rock, Stone Cold, and Cena in his corner. So that's 3. And here's a turning point. Jimmy is going to turn on Roman right at the end and align himself back with Jay. Sort of see sense. Like I said from the previous night where Jay beats Jimmy, I could see a scenario where Jimmy sees sense and sort of goes over to the light side. So then the numbers game is now more on Cody. This is sort of my bold prediction, sort of. It's not as bold as yours, because this one's probably more probable, but it's a bit of a it might happen, it might not happen sort of thing. Like Jimmy might just stay loyal to Roman until the end. But I could just see a scenario where Jimmy will turn on Roman and align himself back with Jay. So yeah, the numbers game being on Cody's side flipped it back into his favor, and then Cody finishes the story. Maybe even a scenario where Rock will turn on Roman. Never know, because they could have Rock turn on Roman, and then build to their match at next year WrestleMania. They could easily do that too. They could have like everyone turn on Roman, actually, like slowly but surely. They could have every person turn on Roman, because Solo is also up there. Like in terms of will he stay loyal to Roman till the end? So far, he has, but there has been inklings of Roman's time as champion where it's looked like they've debated, like teasing Solo turning. So I can see a scenario where Roman's empire literally falls completely apart. Like first it's Jimmy, then it's possibly Solo, and then it's Rock at the end, which leaves Roman completely alone. And that's when Cody wins. I could see a scenario with that, possibly. There's many ways they can have Cody win here, but as long as they have Cody win, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. They could go about this in many different ways, because bloodline rules, because we know that's what it's going to be, so anything fucking goes. Anything can happen. So, yeah. Cody finishes the story. Fingers crossed. I'll let you take the floor.
I would say a couple of weeks ago, I was 50-50 on who I thought was actually going to win. I'm going to be honest. 50-50. 60-40. And it's moved very much over to Cody Rhodes. You do not have him get his ass beat like he's had, especially with The Rock when he bloodied up on Raw. Not WrestleMania, but on Raw. You don't have him get bloodied up on Raw and not have that, not have him not finish the story finally.
Yeah.
I
Also,
when when
sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off. But also another thing, like Cody's gonna have Seth out with him too. So that's another one to add to the numbers game of Cody. So yeah, I completely forgot about Seth, but Seth is probably gonna get involved too. So yeah, go.
so when they did that segment in Chicago to end Raw, I didn't say nothing in the group message or anything, but it hit me. I'm like, there ain't no way Cody's losing now. I just don't see it. They have made us believe when Roman is very deep and when he doesn't feel like he's going to lose or anything, or he might have a chance of losing, that he wins. But dog, I do not see him winning on this one. I just don't. Um, I will say this is how I would map out the match to a degree. I would go with a different approach. I don't think Jimmy will turn on Roman. Um, I think Solo will stay with Roman as well. I think Rock will stay with Roman as well. I think it's going to be basically, and a lot of people said this, I think it's going to be like a type of Avengers Endgame where you got all these superheroes going against Thanos, which is basically The Rock and Roman. Two Thanos in one. Um, and Cody's going to bring the big guns. You're gonna have Seth. You're gonna have Jay. Then you're gonna have. I think Cena will come out then, and I think the last one will be the
Stone Cold.
ultimate Stone Cold, and we're going to get to see a last and final little showdown between him and The Rock.
And The Rock. Where hopefully The Rock will take a Stone Cold Stunner and sell his ass off one more fucking time. I need to see The Rock oversell a Stunner one more time. I can't even imagine how he would take one now.
Well, yeah, it's going to be good no matter what. This is going to break down so much. I don't even. There's going to be so many 2.99 count kickouts by both men that we're going to be like, oh, we think, oh, whoa, is the match over with? 1, 2, and
It's
it's going
gonna
to be.
be utter chaos. It's gonna be chaos from start to finish.
I
But it's
think.
gonna be like normally I don't like chaos in a main event title match. Like normally I like it to be like traditional, like just a classic between two men, not much interference, not much like bullshit going on, like ref bumps and all that. I like it to just be normal. But this one it makes sense. It makes sense for it to be chaos everywhere. It just makes sense for this match to be that because it's just what it's been built up to. It's
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
it's a it's, it's a match that's been built up as like anything could happen in this match. Anything,
Um,
anything. So who knows?
I think the ending. I think they're going to try to pull a stunt where Solo does the spike again, right? And we're going like,
Oh yeah, you already know there's gonna be a spot where Solo's gonna spike Cody, and then Roman's gonna spear him just like last year, and and Cody's gonna kick out this time.
yeah,
You already know that's gonna be the spot.
and trust me, my heart's going to sink because I'm going to think it might be over. Because
Yeah,
I look, even though I feel pretty confident Cody's going to win, I would not put it past these dudes to have Roman retain somehow.
Oh no, neither would I. Like when it comes to Roman and his title reign, we've been here many times before where we thought maybe this is the time Roman loses. Maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the time. Only
Well,
for Roman to win.
I'll say this: the one time that I thought someone might beat him was Drew.
Drew, Clash of the
That
Castle,
that
yeah.
that was my one time of thinking, you know what, Drew might be the one, and he
Two,
wasn't. And
two
so,
occasions. Drew and Cody. Drew Clash at WrestleMania. Cody WrestleMania last year. That was the two occasions where I thought Roman was going to lose, and obviously now Cody this time. This is the third time where I truly believe Roman's going to lose.
look,
And the two previous times I was proven wrong.
this is the true one time that I really predict someone to beat Roman. The
Mm.
first time. This is the first time, in my opinion, I've picked someone to beat Roman. That when I feel confident about something or have a feeling that's going to go, I just, man, I don't see Roman winning. But if he does, I'm gonna tell you this right here.
It's going to be a rant.
If Roman loses, I mean Roman wins, excuse me. If Roman wins and I'm at my friend's house, I'm doing this. I'm picking up my things, getting the keys, getting in the car, and driving home. And then I'm gonna come in this same spot, go live, and I do not know what I will say because who knows how I will feel when Roman wins.
Massive rant incoming. If Roman wins, he shouldn't. I do genuinely think Cody's going to finish the story this time around. Like more than I could ever believe. Um, but again, you just never know. You never know with Roman. Like Roman always has a chance of winning, no
Okay,
matter who he faces.
so Roman to me, and you don't watch NFL, but you know of Tom Brady, right?
Yeah, of course.
he reminds me of Tom Brady in the playoffs. You can't count him out. You can't
No,
fucking count this motherfucker out. Even if when
no.
you think, but bro, I'm telling you right now, oh my god, if Cody avenges all these people and somehow loses, oh my god,
Like,
dog.
dog. Seriously, like, what is it gonna have to take? Like, I'm sorry, if you bring out Cena, Stone Cold to help you, and you still don't beat Roman, then how can anyone beat Roman? Like, think about it, kayfabe wise. You have two of the greatest of all time in your corner helping you. Like, yes, Roman has one helping him in terms of The Rock, but Cody will have two. Like, I'm sorry, in that sort of scenario, if you don't beat Roman, then you never will, and no one ever will. Plain and simple.
Hell,
Just plain and
he
simple.
might as well beat Backlund's record by now.
Exactly.
Forget Hulk Hogan. Forget surpassing Hulk Hogan. Just go for Backlund, baby. You're halfway
Fuck
there.
back, fuck Backlund. Bruno San Martino's. Christ above. Yeah, no, yeah. Roman has to lose. Surely, Cody has to win. So, put it this way: if I hear the glass shatter, I know Cody's winning. As soon as the glass will shatter, I will know for a fact Cody's winning. Because you cannot bring Stone Cold out and lose. Just plain and simple, you just can't. One thing I will say, if we do hear that glass shatter, the pop is going to be
Huge,
nuclear.
huge, huge.
Going to be nuclear.
It,
It's going to be one of the biggest pops of all time.
it as crazy as it is, and Stone Cold has had a whole lot of great, amazing pops.
Oh yeah,
It will be his biggest pop he's ever had.
that's a big shout. But yeah, I could see that. I could see that. But considering Stone Cold has been some of the part of the biggest pops ever in wrestling history, that's a big statement. But I could genuinely see it. It's going to
But
be absolute nuclear.
but at the end of the night, when night two ends, if Cody Rhodes is not holding that damn championship up, Triple H has failed us.
Oh yeah, failed us royally.
And
Like
and look, and the one thing I will say, yeah, The Rock's on the TKO board, blah 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 blah. Who is head of creative?
Triple
Paul
H,
Levesque. Paul Levesque. Forget his Triple H name. Oh, Paulie. If he's going to be the one that gets the blame, and it's like who's going to beat Roman? You gonna have Gunther move to SmackDown? That's the only person I see beating Roman.
yeah, genuinely. If it's not Cody, who is it?
It's got to be
Like,
Gunther, and I don't see him moving from Raw to SmackDown.
no. It would have to be Gunter or possibly Seth because they have like a lot of history. But even then, that's just like
Nah, miss me with Seth. He ain't gonna beat Roman. Not right now. Not anytime soon.
no.
So I don't know.
So it
Maybe
has to be Cody. It has to be.
it has to be, but if Cody loses, the only person I can see is Gunther beating Roman. And are you going
But
to do that? I don't
I
know.
don't think so. Yeah, Cody's the only one that makes sense. And Cody getting that massive win will cement him as the face of the company. Well, maybe not the
Hopefully.
face, but like a megastar like now for years to come because he'd be the one that ended Roman Reigns' legendary reign like, and finished his story. It's the perfect ending. You just gotta do it. Gotta do it.
I think you gotta do it too, but I
One
wouldn't
thing
put it past him, but I'm gonna stand on my thing, and I think Cody Rhodes will get it done. I will.
I have faith in Triple H that he will make the right decision. If it was Vince in charge, I would have no faith. I would have no faith. I'd be going into WrestleMania more predicting Roman to win, just because I just know how that old man operates. But Triple H, he he always knows when it's a good time to end the story and have the feel good moments. And I think he'll know going into WrestleMania this weekend that it's the right time. That it's the right time for Cody, and it's the right time for Roman to lose the title. Because this ain't gonna affect Roman whatsoever, losing the title. He
Well,
could just go off, do Hollywood, do whatever, like just have a break for a while. He deserves it. He's carried the company on his back for 3.5 years. So he deserves a break, to be fair to him.
mhm.
So have a break, come back later on, and then maybe have a feud with The Rock when he comes back. That'd be good. But yeah, this is the right time for Cody. This is the right time for Roman to step away. Yeah, it just feels like the right time for everything in general. So I just feel like if it's not now, then it never will happen.
Yeah, so I'll say that. The only thing I'll say is I don't think anyone is turning on anybody in this match.
No,
I
I
don't
mean I
think
could see people turn on Roman as like a one uppance like thing, as like, oh,
the
the big
only
bad
one I
guy gets his.
see, the not to cut you off. The only one I see is Jimmy.
Mm. Or Rock to build up their match next year. But yeah, I also just see a scenario where everyone turns on Roman just as a like, oh, the big bad guy that has like manipulated everyone for years finally gets his comeuppance and everyone sees him for what he truly is and turns on him and fucks him up and that standpoint of the story I could see happening and that whole turn thing. But I could also see a scenario where no one turns on each other and like you said, it's just a full on like 4v4 like Avengers like sort of thing or whatever. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what direction WWE goes with this match because we've gone over many ways it could have gone about this, and
Hmm.
all of them are possible. So this match, although maybe the outcome is a bit predictable in terms of Cody, even though you can't count Roman out, obviously, the favorite is Cody, and that is sort of the predictable outcome. Even though that, yeah, there is a bit of that. The way Cody's going to win is going to be very unpredictable because it could happen anyway. In terms
Hmm.
of what's going to happen in this match, it's going to be very unpredictable. Like I said, bloodline rules. It's going to be a match where anything can happen. So I'm very excited for this, and I feel like it has the potential to be one of the greatest WrestleMania matches, arguably of all time, if everything goes how it should.
Um, over or under 45 minutes for the match.
Over, over.
God, that's a long damn time.
This match
Woo.
deserves it. This match it's going to go over half an hour. That is without a shadow of a doubt. It's going to go 40 minutes plus. 40 minutes minimum is what I'm saying. 40 minutes minimum, especially since there's only 6 matches in night two. There's a reason why there's only 6 matches because one of them is going to be extra long, and you already know it's going to be that match. So
Um,
I feel like it's going to be 40, 45 minutes up to an hour. I don't think it's going to hit the hour mark. I'd be very surprised if it does because WWE never does hour long matches unless they're an actual 60-minute Iron match. But I could see it being 45, 50 minutes around that sort of time.
well, for their match last year, they went almost 35 minutes. So 45 minutes isn't out of the rinse, but God, that's a long time. But I'll go over as well. I will go over as well with
I feel
45.
like if there's any match that deserves to go that long, it's this one with the amount of shit that's going to probably happen in this match.
I agree. But I don't know. I still have that. You know, I think all of us still
That
have that.
inkling in the back of your mind that Roman's going to retain. Yeah, I have it too. Don't worry. I have it too. And I'm
But
trying not to listen to it. But full belief that Cody's winning. It's just it's that inkling in the back of your mind. Just like you can never count Roman out. You can never count Roman Reigns out.
yeah, but I think I will. My feeling is 70% Cody and 30% Roman.
I'm around that sort of ballpark too. Yeah. 70-30.
Yeah, I'm in that because I he's Tom Brady when it comes to these title defenses. And
Indeed.
and that deserves at least 30%. So, but well, I think a lot of people are hoping that Cody wins because Roman's been, he's held it down and everything, but we need a champion that's on television more.
Yeah.
At least on.
Funny enough, I'm gonna be watching WrestleMania with someone that is not on Team Cody whatsoever. She is on Team Roman, full on. She does not like Cody, and she's fully on Team Roman, and she wants Roman to retain. So it's gonna be very entertaining when I'm gonna be on Team Cody and she's gonna be on Team Roman, and it's gonna be like, oh, who's gonna win this? It's gonna be fun.
Well, hey, don't get me wrong. When Roman does his entrance, I'll be throwing up the
Oh,
one.
yeah, yeah. I'll acknowledge. I will acknowledge. I will definitely acknowledge. But when the bell rings, I'm sorry, Roman, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm Team Cody.
Yeah, hey, we're part of the Cody Crybabies.
Yeah, I am a proud Cody Crybaby. Very
Yeah,
proud Cody Crybaby.
but yeah, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for WrestleMania in general. This is going to be a very, very good WrestleMania. I hope it doesn't somehow fall short of it because I'd
Fall
hate for it
flat,
to,
yeah.
but we'll see.
It has the potential to be one of the greatest WrestleManias in recent memory. So, if not, maybe of all time. So, if everything goes how it should. So, last year was great, like especially night one. So if either of these nights could be anything like night one of WrestleMania last year, we're in for a good one.
I just think overall, I don't see Night Two falling off that much.
No, it was just not as good as night one. It was still good, but it was just not great. It was not, yeah. Like compared to night one, it was like night one is like a fucking like beautiful steak, and night two is like a burger you get from a fast food place. Like that sort of like still good, but like you'd rather the steak.
Yeah, for sure. But that's been episode 70 of the podcast, WrestleMania preview and predictions. And man, I cannot wait for it. This weekend gonna be fun. Let's just get to the damn weekend. Let's fast forward to the weekend.
Uh,
Let's fast forward to at least Friday because that means I'm not working, and then all that. So
agreed.
So can't wait for it. I'm stoked for Friday to see how they add a little bit more to this Roman, Cody, Rock, and Seth thing. So we'll see. But I can't wait for it. Gonna be good. So whew. Now it's time for me to take a nap after this stream. So and then go into work. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode 70 and hit that like button. I'm not even going to say comment down below because we are hell. How long are we? I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know. We're
2
almost.
hours and 27 minutes.
Yeah. That's a good bit. But y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you watched it, you've watched it back. You must have a lot of damn free time on your hands. But at least watch some of it. But hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy WrestleMania weekend. And can't wait for the shows and everything. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out, guys.